Did you know that 6 out of 10 out-of-school children globally are boys? Did you know that adolescent boys are 3 times more likely to commit suicide than girls? Did you know that 7 out of 10 juvenile offenders in Nigeria are boys? May 16, 2025 was International Boys' Day, with the theme, Empowering Boys for a Brighter Future. And not enough men were seen advocating for the younger generation. Too often, women bear the primary burden of nurturing boys, while men remain passive or absent. This imbalance limits boys' access to positive male role models and perpetuates cycles of disconnection and misdirection, forgetting that exemplary male leadership is critical to boys' emotional and mental well-being. To truly bridge the social and systemic gaps boys face, we must intentionally connect them with men who exhibit integrity, emotional intelligence, and respect. As boys learn through observation, and this provides a roadmap for them to follow. We must intentionally expose them to men who model vulnerability and gender equality, as challenging these norms foster healthier identities and help them resist the societal pressure to suppress emotions or prioritize dominance. We must intentionally expose them to men who can provide relatable insights that women, despite their vital contributions, may not be fully able to replicate due to differing experiences. Boys need guidance to navigate adolescence, relationships, and careers. Boys need good men to grow into good men, as they cannot exemplify what they can't conceive, and they cannot conceive what they have no exposure to. It takes a village. Empowering boys for a brighter future isn't just a theme, it's an urgent necessity. You don't have to be a father to be a part of this. You can be an uncle, a mentor, a friend, or a brother, actively modeling positive leadership, offering consistent mentorship, challenging harmful stereotypes, and equipping boys to become responsible, empathetic men. It's time for men to stand alongside women and share the responsibility of nurturing the next generation. It's time to give the boys the guidance they need and prepare them for a future that does not reward badly behaved men.
I would like to speak on this. It's tied to my advocacy because when
love it.
we have so many sperm donors, not enough fathers. That's what's going on.
Say it again, sis.
Yes, so will the real men please stand up? It could be because maybe the men didn't have fathers, so they don't.
It's a cycle.
It's a cycle, it's vicious. But we need to focus on building the family units. And I agree with a lot of what you've said in that you don't even have to be a father. You have to, to do this.
You just have to be interested.
Understand that it's going to come back to you, actually. That's the thing. And a woman does not know how to be a man. So there's only so far a woman raises a man, and then she especially when they get to the adolescent years, she can't relate. There are certain things she cannot advise him on. She doesn't have wet dreams. She doesn't know how to talk to a woman. She doesn't know about those responsibilities. She cannot teach him to be a man. And so we need men. Men, you need to stand up, and you need to take this very seriously. And just find some boys out there to mentor. It's on you.
I mean, what's not to like about this particular advocacy? Boys need good men to grow into good men. Spot on. And you see, men are always complaining, hey, you women, you're always creating things for women. Who holds on our hand? You create something for the boys. Yes. We do not see men, not enough men are advocating for boys, even for men issues. It's still we women
that will still carry the matter on our head.
Boys need positive role model. I just must thank you, Zuma. You hit the nail right on the head. These 2 men here, I'm waiting for them to talk. Then I'll come back.
I hope I'm not guilty as charged because I didn't know there was an international day for boys.
Can you imagine?
Remember Mother's Day.
Let me just confess. However, having said that, it's a complex situation, especially in societies like ours, where there's a lot of patriarchy. It's expected that fathers go to work. The women that
mothers go to work too, by the way.
No, I'm coming. The women when you see a working family, you are talking about people with education and they are exposed. They don't have these problems. Where you have this challenge is usually in the lower economic strata of the society. And in those situations, mostly the men go out to do the work, while
they don't think they're responsible to the
for the children, not just the boys, just the children generally.
Yeah.
Even women need their fathers.
Yeah,
It's not they need
do.
that father figure as they're growing up. So that's why I said it's convoluted from economic reasons, cultural reasons. I will also add polygamy. You know,
Yes.
if you have 10 wives, like Chief Yinka here now, maybe.
And it's numerous women.
And, you know, you have, they are in different houses, okay? There's so much time you can spend on it. So it's a very complex issue, but I totally agree with the advocacy. We need to be intentional about being there for the boys.
I mean, I remember creating a program when I was general manager Radio 1. I called it Fathers Forum. We only did it once. The men did, till today, they didn't run with it. You know, so what else can we do? Yinka?
It's an
Yinka.
emotional
Father
conversation
Yinka.
for me. You know, seriously, it's an emotional one for me. I mean, my son turned 18 March this year. And as part of his coming of age, we organized, when I say we, I mean his uncles, including me, we organized a kind of bal bisma for him, some kind of engagement. And the idea exactly was what you were trying to do here, to have a very candid conversation with him about what it means to be a man. Trying to look at society's expectation, and also how he has to realize the fact that it needs to come to that position of his recognition of himself as a man and what that means. And I say this with very cautious optimism, that boys today are endangered and they don't know about it because they imagine a world that looks like the kind of world their mothers lived in. But the reality is that the world that they will grow up into doesn't look like that.
And the girls nowadays don't look like their mothers.
Mm.
The
girls don't look like that.
No way.
But they are prepped up to go into a world that looks like the world that their mothers and their fathers lived in. And so we have to start telling them the truth. We also have to start letting them understand that the demographics is not favoring them. I was talking to some people yesterday that when you look at the education data in Nigeria as of today, early education, all right, and even secondary school and tertiary. In the south of Nigeria, and the devil is in the detail, okay? Because when you look at the national data for Nigeria, it says there are more boys in school than girls. But when you disaggregate the data, what you see that in the south, there are more girls in school than boys. And when you disaggregate it by geopolitical zone, you tend to see that in some areas like the southeast and the south side, it's an epidemic.
Yes, yes.
Boys are not going to school. They're doing something else. They're trading, they're doing whatever. And we need to start having this, conversations at very high level. I'm happy to announce that, I had this collaboration with the DSVA in Lagos State. They started this King's Club thing in Lagos where they identify certain male mentors to go to these schools. Okay, so they established this club. It's called King's Club.
That's great.
Filled up with teenage boys, basically. And then they get mentors from the bigger society, larger society, to come and mentor these boys.
them, yeah.
So I'm one of those mentors, and I've had engagements with these boys and everything.
I love.
So, we can only do so much, but I agree absolutely with your advocacy. We need to have this conversation.
We need a critical mass of men buying into this sort of vision that you've shared with us, Yinka. Well
and
done.
it's a global issue.
It's a global
It's
issue.
not only
Yeah.
here, it's a global issue. If you see, so the women are taking over. But about time.
Men, we need you to do more. We need you to step up. We need you to take an interest in a boy today and give him a chance at being a better man. Love says if it matters, then invest in it. We've spoken our minds. Now it's time to speak yours, matched with action.
right.
Till next time, same channel. It's goodbye from all of us.
Peace.
Bye.